I'm with Cherie Blair, the founder of the Cherie Blair Foundation for Women. Can you tell us about the Cherie Blair Foundation, its aims and its origins?
It came out of my desire, having spent 10 years at number 10 Downing Street, to give something back. And my awareness that I was just so incredibly lucky to be born where I was, when I was, at a time when opportunities were opening up for women in my country. And yet, for so many women across the world, those opportunities are still stifled and certainly restricted. It's often more difficult for women to get access to finance. There are cultural barriers about women starting a business. Sometimes in some societies, women aren't taken seriously when they say they want to run their own business.
What do you think mobile communications can bring to the cause?
Mobile technology is such a powerful tool. There's no doubt at all it's transforming the world. It's not just transforming the way we communicate with each other. It's transforming the way we do business with each other. It's transforming the way we deliver services to each other. It's transforming the way we deliver healthcare, education. To have access to this vital tool is so important, and yet the research that we've done has shown that women are being restricted in their access to this for one reason or another. And so there are fewer women getting the opportunities that the mobile technology can give them than there are men, and particularly in the business arena.
Why do you think mobile use by women is so low in some parts of the world?
Part of it is to do with cost. There's no doubt about that at all. Part of it is as simple as access to electricity, and partly a question of understanding why you would want to use a mobile phone. So if your eyes are opened to what it can do to transform the way you do business, transform the way you live, then you will start to want a mobile phone. And the research shows that those women who actually have had access to the mobile phone, and particularly those who use it in their business, suddenly understand just what a difference it makes. And once they do that, then they soon are using it as the very powerful tool that it is.
Are there some cases of best practice that you would point to that have proven particularly effective?
Well, it's been quite interesting to see in some of the case studies we've done how particularly culturally sensitive marketing that understands the social milieu in which you're operating in can make a big difference. Big example is in Afghanistan, where a particular provider was very much aware of that, and as a result has not only increased the number of women doing business with them, but has also firmly established themselves as a sensitive provider that really understands the society in which they're working in, which is a win not just for women customers, but a win in approaching the male customers as well. And then there are other astonishing effects. Certainly it's clear that in business it's a very valuable tool. But, rural women working in agriculture in India, for example, suddenly to have the mobile phone and to have access to a service whereby they can find out what's going on in the market, it's transformed the way they can buy and sell their goods. This is at a very simple level. And there are other knock-on effects in other areas. For example, in South America, we've seen evidence of women actually improving their literacy, because once they see what you can do with an SMS, for example, they understand the need to be able to communicate by that. So it has a knock-on educational effect as well.
So what led you to engage with the GSMA's development fund?
Well, partly, of course, having heard of the GSMA as the central umbrella body, if you like, for the entire industry and the status it has, and also because of the work the foundation does in really digging into the understanding of the industry and where it's going and what its strengths are, not just as a business tool, but actually as a development tool. And so when we started talking with them and understood the research you were doing, we were knocking at an open door, because thinking of women and how we can help bridge what everyone is now talking about as this gap to technology. The GSMA was an obvious partner for us.
So that relationship has led to the joint publication of a report into this area. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the findings? What is the potential size of this market?
Well, the report shows that there are 300 million potential customers out there that are just not being reached, and that's a potential $13 billion worth of revenue that could be coming in to this industry. It seems that women are across the low income and middle income countries are 25% less likely than men to have access to a mobile phone. In some Asian countries, the figure is even higher. So there's a real untapped market there.
How does the research quantify the value of mobile in terms of socio-economic development among women?
Mobile phones are not simply a tool for communication, though they are that as well, but there are some incredible other uses that you can put to mobile phones. I've spoken already about the business uses that lead to people being able to get access even in remote rural communities, to market information which enables them to buy and sell their goods at a much better profit than before. We also have the way in which mobile phones can allow women who are often in isolated communities, whether because they're in rural communities or whether because of cultural constraints, they're not able to go out as much. They can start communicating with others, doing business with others that they couldn't otherwise be able to do. They can tap into a vast world beyond the four walls of their home or of their particular community, all of which widens people's horizons and gives potential for people to grow. And then practical little examples like the woman who taught herself to read because she wanted to use SMS, or the HIV/AIDS groups in South America that use SMS as a way of bringing together people who are victims of HIV/AIDS, who can speak on a more faceless basis with other victims in a society where maybe to come out face to face would be a lot more difficult. So there's just some of the perhaps unforeseen consequences of using mobile technology. And of course, the whole question of telebanking, of maybe insurance services and cooperative ventures using mobile phones, and health being delivered. I was recently in Bangladesh and was talking there about how by using paramedics going out to some of these remoter areas, that they could, by communicating through mobile technology, go back to a primary healthcare centre, reporting symptoms or asking for advice in a way that years ago it just was unimaginable. So, public health improves, opportunities for men and women improve, and everybody talks to each other across the world and does business.
So what are the next steps beyond the publication of this report?
Well, we very much hope to build on the publication of the report. We've already had some great signs of interest from the industry generally, and we want to explore now ways of obviously addressing this gender gap, and also for innovative techniques and methods which not only enable the industry to tap into this untapped market, but also enable women to get the advantages of the mobile phone. And then, of course, there's the applications that can have such a difference, because sometimes women think, well, why do I need a mobile phone? But if you start saying to them, but if you have a mobile phone, do you realise that you can have access to information about lifestyle tips or health issues, new ways of doing business, or whatever it is that the application would do, new ways of insurance, new ways of banking. You could have at your fingertips access to your money. All these things, there's a market there that we barely explore it here in the UK, and the potential in low and middle income countries is exponentially greater.
Cherie Blair, thank you very much for your time today, and we wish you the very best for the future of the foundation.
Well, I'm delighted, and I look forward to seeing you all in Barcelona.